Today is Wednesday, Parashat Chayei. There's always so many lessons to learn from the parasha. This week speaks about the finding a match for Yitzchak when Eliezer goes and brings back Rivka. And today we'll speak about that encounter, that first encounter between Rivka and Yitzchak, and the lessons that we can learn from it. So the parasha tells us that Yitzchak went lasuach basadeh. He went to be in the field. But en sicha elat tefillah. What means lasuach? In this context, it means that Yitzchak Avinu went to pray the tefillah of mincha, and he instituted the tefillah of mincha. And the first glimpse that Rivka sees of Yitzchak, how is he represented? As a person who's dedicated to prayer. It makes sense because Yitzchak was going to be a sacrifice. And today we don't have sacrifices in Bet HaMikdash. The tefillah is instead of sacrifices. So he's very representative of the idea, the concept of prayer. So that's the quality of Yitzchak. As soon as she sees this person, she asks Eliezer, who's this? And he told her, this is my master. In other words, this is Yitzchak. What does she do immediately when she hears she's about to meet the person who she's going to get married to? The pasuk says, "Vatikach hatzaiv vatitkas." She took her scarf and she covered herself. She made sure to be in a state of tzniut, of modesty of dress. So important. Unfortunately, nowadays, so many people try to show off more of their bodies, which is not the proper approach to do things. If Kai Menu teaches us, there is incredible beauty in the beauty that is within the person, without having to show more of your physical appearance. So what she does, as soon as she realizes she's about to meet her future husband, she makes herself to be more modest in terms of clothing. She covers herself with the scarf, whether it was on her head and the rest of the body, but the idea is modesty. And that's, so we have here two defining character traits, if you wish. Yitzchak is dedicated to prayer, and his wife-to-be, Rivka, represents the concept of modesty, of tzniut. Then Yitzchak brings her to the tent of his mother. Pasuk says, "Vayvi'eh Yitzchak ha'ohel Sara imo, vayikach et Rivka v'tehili lo leisha." She became his wife. Vaye'ehaveh, and he loved her. By the way, this is the first time it seems to be that the verse to love is mentioned here in terms of relations between people. So this is the love between husband and wife. But it doesn't say first he loved her, then he married her. It said rather he took her as a wife and he loved her. So this also teaches us a very important concept. Of course, there has to be a certain amount of affection, of affinity, chemistry, if you call it, before a person gets married. But the true love and lasting love develops from the giving that the spouses do to each other. And therefore, first he married her, then he loved her even more, because when he married her, she was the proper shidduch for him. She had the right qualities, she had the right character traits, but that love developed and flourished and became even more of a commitment after they got married. And that's some of the lessons that we learned from the parasha of this week. Baruch Adonai le'olam, amen ve'amen. And my best wishes for anybody that needs a shidduch, that they find the proper match, and that they be zocheh to build the Beit Ne'eman B'Yisrael. Amen. Ken Yeh Ratzon.